You've been told real estate is the best investment you can make. Buy a rental, let the tenant pay it, build wealth. Sounds perfect, right? There's just one problem. In 2026, most rentals don't pay you. They pay the bank, and you cover the difference. Welcome to Bad Advice Finance. Today's bad advice is just buy a rental property. It will pay for itself. You've heard it everywhere, online, from friends, from people who did it years ago. It sounds simple. Buy the property, get a tenant, and let the income cover everything. Mortgage, expenses, and eventually, profit. Buy real estate. Let tenants pay your mortgage. Passive income. Financial freedom. It sounds like the perfect system. Buy once and get paid every month. No boss, no extra effort, just cash flow. Simple, clean, predictable. And for years, it actually worked. But in 2026, something changed. Just a few years ago, interest rates were around 3%. Now they're closer to 6%, even 7%. That alone doubles the cost of the same loan. Home prices didn't reset. They stayed high. In many markets, they're still near all-time highs. But rents? They didn't double. They barely moved. So now, you're buying at high prices, financing at high rates, and collecting almost the same rent. The equation broke, quietly. And the same deal now gives you a completely different result. Most people are buying rentals that don't pay them. They think the tenant is covering the cost, but that's not what's happening. Every month, they're putting money in to keep the property alive. They're not getting paid. They're funding the deal without realizing it. If your property doesn't pay you, you're the one paying it, not once, every month. Let's do a simple napkin calculation. $400,000 property. Rent, about $2,000 per month. Now, let's run the first scenario. 20% down. Loan, $320,000. Payment, about $1,900. Add taxes and insurance, around $500. Total, $2,400. Rent, $2,000. You're losing $400 every month. That's not investing. That's subsidizing your tenant. And we're not even counting maintenance, vacancies, or repairs. Now, let's change one thing. 50% down. Loan, $200,000. Payment, about $1,200, plus $500. Total, $1,700. Rent, $2,000. Now, it works. Barely. Now here's the real problem. Most people can save $60,000, maybe $80,000. That's hard. It might take years, extra work, bonuses, cutting expenses, maybe even partnering with someone. But it's possible. But $200,000 plus closing costs? That's not the same game. That's not saving anymore. For the average person, that's years of income. Not savings, income. In many cases, you would need to save almost everything you earn for 2, maybe 3 years without spending. No lifestyle, no margin. For most people, that's not realistic. That's a completely different financial level. So what happens? You walk into a property, you like it, it feels right, you start imagining it working. And in that moment, you're not analyzing anymore. You're justifying to yourself. You tweak the numbers, you round things up, you assume best-case scenarios, you ignore the gaps, because you want it to work. People don't change the deal, they force the numbers. They don't buy good deals, they buy the deal they can enter, and then they hope it becomes a good investment. Real estate still works, but not the version you've been sold. In 2026, anyone can get in. That's not the hard part. The hard part is getting in with positive cash flow. Because the market doesn't reward effort. It doesn't reward intention. It doesn't reward hope. It only rewards numbers that actually work. And if your deal doesn't produce positive cash flow, you didn't buy an investment. You bought a liability, disguised as an investment. And it sends you a bill every single month. And most people don't realize it until it's already too late.